Hello there. My name is AJ. This is the AJ Snot channel. As always, a pinnacle of maturity. And what I brought you here today to talk about was knives, because apparently what I have in my own personal collection that I've had since what I would consider childhood is considered dangerous, in some countries, even worrisome to some people. I've watched videos of people picking up their kids and being concerned that, somebody has a pocket knife, in their pocket. So I'm going to tell you right now, 98% of the knives you ever see in America, especially, in suburban and rural areas, they're going to be for utility. It's for cutting string or wire or prying something up or something like that, and I carry a knife like that at work. But when I was a kid, I went through an obsession that I think a lot of young boys, maybe girls, I don't know. I know that I went through an obsession of just different kinds of knives. And the first thing I want to show you is this. Now, we all had a friend that had a ninja sword, and that's fine. I think I had one at some point, but I don't know what I did with it. The one sword of the 3 or 4 that I own, that I saved, was this guy right here. And, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's probably, better than a baseball bat for defending your house at night. No, that's what guns are for. I just own guns. So, this was just fun to have. They use it as a prop. It does have a little bit of an edge on it, so you got to be really careful with it. I'm just going to put this right here. But let's go over some of these knives, because the knives I've had a lot more actual fun with, because you can do stuff with them. Some stuff you can, some stuff you can't. When I got into what I thought was self-defense, was I bought this one right here, which is just a black handle. It's got a full tang, double-sided, serrated on one side. See that? Basically a dagger, I guess. But it came in this sheath, and this sheath was designed to be worn like upside down in your armpit, and the straps go all around you and everything, so you can hide it under your shirt. Highly uncomfortable. But I thought it was cool, What else do I have in here? This is one, I bought this at one of the first conventions I ever went to was a Comic-Con it was called MegaCon, and it was in Orlando, Florida. This is not plastic. This is what I assume to be cast iron. It had a very cheap silk wrapping on the handle. So that wore off immediately. That's the only place you can actually see the casting lines on it, and they're really rough, so I just put duct tape on it to give you something to hold on to. It's dirty. If you see that, it's dirty because this one I actually played with a lot. I set up a target in my backyard in a house I used to live in, and I would throw it at a target. I think it was a stump set up on its side. I think I also used a cutting board, like a kitchen cutting board, and I clamped it to like a sawhorse, and I would throw this guy at it. This was actually not a half bad throwing knife. It's gigantic and it's heavy. This was fun to use. I could probably put a better edge on it, and it would be a more effective kunai if you wanted it to be. But it's cool. You don't see a lot of them this big and this authentic, because it's heavy. I don't know how heavy, but it's heavy. This I found, it's some kind of weird utility knife. It's obviously a Bowie style knife with the clipped front end. No serration. I don't know how old it is. It's made in Germany, but it's got the Red Cross on it, so I don't think it's super Nazi-ish. It's very small. It looks more comfortable than it is. It could be a useful knife if you just wanted to carry something small, but I just thought it looked cool. And the reason I thought it looked cool was because it looks like one of these. This is a buck knife. This is, if you're out in the woods and you need a gigantic knife, This is a good knife to have. It's non-serrated. It's a Bowie style knife. You can put a really good edge on it, even though it's stainless. They're really strong. It's got a full tang. The handle is all one piece. It's really comfortable. This was actually a 100th anniversary. You probably can't even see that on there, but it's like etched into it. It's a 100th anniversary buck knife. So I was never going to use it for utility purposes. I just thought it was cool and was going to add it to my collection. And then my dad was doing drywall one time and didn't have a drywall knife, and decided out of all of the knives, some of them serrated, far better suited for drywall. This is the one that he was going to use. And of course, a straight edge doesn't go through drywall if you've ever done any kind of drywall work. So he couldn't even like slice through it. He just had to keep pounding through the drywall. But he did get that dryer vent replaced. Oh, this is a sheath. This is one of the first examples of leather work that I ever tried to do. So this is the sheath for the kunai that I made. It actually still works pretty good. I had a back on it that I could put it on a belt or something, but this is actually made out of a belt, and it's stitched together right here, and it's got rivets down the side. But I think it looks really cool. It's got that nice X-style goblin stitching that I like to do, which I'm sure has a real name, and I don't know what it is. So the undercover knife that I showed you that you wear in your armpit, I bought another one with it too, which was this. All right. And this is, yeah, if you're detecting this, I went through a real cringy part of my life. You know, I still own fedoras. You can't blame me for past mistakes. But this guy right here, you see with the belt loops, it rides on your belt parallel with it. And then you could actually wear this on the back of your belt and pull these little knives out for defense, I guess. And these are still, they're serrated, full tang, heavy duty. Pakistani steel, I think. I don't know. They're fine. At the time, I thought it was really cool. It's stuff like this that I really try to preach to people, like, yeah, that guy's gonna be cringy, all right? Don't defend his cringe. But a lot of us do grow out of it, you know? And I keep this stuff because some stuff I still think is cool, and some stuff I realized was really dumb and cringy. Two things that every hooligan child should have is a butterfly knife, like a real one. It's got a blade, so you can, you know, really hurt yourself. And this was in a video that I did with the toy airplane. If you go back and watch that, I did try to carry this like as a utility knife for a little while. It's a little unruly, and most of them are made so cheap that after you carry them for a while, they start to, the brass pins that hold everything together start to get wallered out, and nothing stays stiff like it should. Just like everything else that gets old. It's your butterfly knife. Then, you've got the other thing that every troublemaker needs to have, which is, I think the English call it a flick knife. We always called it a switchblade or a stiletto. Right, so that's a swing out switchblade. I actually don't have a pop out switchblade or automatic knife. This is the only one that I have. It's neat for what it is. This is an attack weapon. It has zero utility. You can open boxes. It'll cut tape, I guess. But the flat long blade is designed to go between ribs. I mean, that's what a stiletto was made for. So while they're neat to look at, it's a novelty unless you're actually trying to hurt people, which I'm not. And then how you close it was really neat. It actually has a safety on it right here that I'm pretty sure doesn't work. So that's why I quit carrying this one, because I would have the safety on and it wouldn't work. Taught me everything I needed to know about a mechanical safety. You're the safety, buddy. So I showed you guys the kunai, which of course I was using as a throwing knife. Throwing knives is fun if you have the space for it. If you've got a good backyard and you don't have a dog running around, I mean, it's really, talk to mom and dad about it. But if you've got the space for it, a target to throw at, and you can do it safely. If not, I mean, they make ranges now where you can go throw knives. But throwing knives is fun. I have a huge backyard and no outdoor pets that I'm worried about getting hurt. So if I see throwing knives that I like this is one that I picked up. It has a slot in the back for what I assume is an adjustable weight, but I don't know because I never put one on there. But I don't think I barely used this one. These three I did. I call these circus knives because they came in so many colors, and they came in this neat little pouch right here. See, there are 3 matching style throwing knives with colorful handles. You've got red and blue and green, and of course they're pretty balanced. I mean, they're a little heavy on the back end, but I mean, I threw them with some success at some point in time when I was playing with these and practicing. I don't really get out and throw knives as much as I used to, but I really got a kick out of these. These were fun. Let's see, what else do I have left in here? I had this weird novelty knife that's like, it was metal, and it used to have a metal scabbard that went with it. Really good letter opener. Nice, small, compact, fit in your desk drawer. 10 out of 10 for what I used it for. Let's see, I forget what's in some of these. Oh, this is an old folding knife that I had a buddy give to me. A guy I used to work with. It's a little big and unruly, but it's just it's a good boot knife if you wanted. The lock still works really good on it. It's got that old school steel, so it'd carry a good edge. It's as old as this knife is, it's crazy that it actually has a push catch release down here instead of back here like a lot of the old lock blades used to do. So that is okay. And then I've got a couple camping tools that I want to show off. This dumb thing is way more useful than it looks. Not the blade. The blade, I think, is designed for kindling, and you probably could, if you had some really soft wood, you could probably very carefully get it on the edge and work out some kindling to get a fire started. This flat edge for a pry bar works fantastic. This hammer edge, normally these small little multi-tools that have a hammer edge, they're junk, because they just don't have enough weight, and the weight's in the wrong spot, and you can't use them to drive a stake into the ground or anything. This is just heavy enough to drive a stake in the ground. 10 out of 10 camping tool. And it looks like it's got some kind of skinning hook or something in it. I don't know, I never used that part. And then this, I think I found at a yard sale or an estate sale. Oh, it's got the sticker on it like I found it at an antique store, but I really like it. I haven't taken it out in forever, but this is an old Boy Scout multi-tool. And it's like a typical multi-tool, right? It's got knives in it, but it also, as you can see there, it's got a fork and it's got a spoon. And it's got everything else. It's got the corkscrew and a blade, a file, scissors, all that kind of cool multi-tool stuff. But you almost never see them with like a real working fork and spoon because of how gigantic and big they were. But it's still pretty stinking neat, if you ask me. But that's it. I used to have, there's always been more, and things come and go out of our collection as we decide that, we've gotten too old or too mature to keep so many random bladed weapons lying around the house, which they're not lying around the house. These stay in a locked container, not in the gun safe, but they're locked in a container next to the gun safe. But that's it. Let me know what you think. If you've got any cool knives, I want you to tell me about them. Send me a link, talk to them, leave a comment if you've ever had any of these weird throwing knives that I love and adore. This makes me want to go out and find a stump to throw these at. If you're gonna throw knives, watch some videos from some experts, not me, but like experts, to get some advice on beginning throwing knives. If you really want to do it right, find one of these ranges and they'll show you how to do it, and they'll show you how to do it as safe as possible. Like anything else, nothing's truly safe, just trying to be as safe as possible. You want to find an expert to help you do that. But that's it for me, guys. So I hope you liked my knives. I know this is a weird break from my normal content, but I saw this lying out and I was like, I'm going to make a video about this and see what the kids think. Hope you liked it. Bye now.